lonesome. Until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when you came inside, dear, my heart grew light and this whole world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I've racked my brain hoping to explain all the things that you did to me. Amir, Mr. Shane, please let me explain. Amir, Mr. Shane, means you're grand. Amir, Mr. Shane, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. It means you're the fairest. It means you're the fairest. It means you're the fairest in the land. It means you're the Shane means you're grand. Amir, Mr. Shane, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land.
Greetings from the Andrews sisters. I'm Patty.
I'm Maxine.
And I'm Laverne.
Say Bella, Bella, even say wonderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I've tried to explain. Amir, Mr. Shane, so kiss me, kiss me, kiss me. I say that you will understand.
everyone, and welcome back to yet another day of That 20-Somethings Show.
Oh, we're on?
Yeah, we're on. I know.
Oh, cool.
It's crazy, right?
I was plugging in my headphones, so there was complete silence there for just a second.
No, we are on, and we are here, and we are ready. So first of all, what I'd like to do is say, run for your lives! We're talking about fear today, and it's going to be super fun. But I would like to give a huge shout out to Trey Bodman for the new follow. We appreciate it. That happened while we were not streaming in between.
Thank you, Trey.
Yeah, thank you, Trey, in between yesterday and today. And then also it looks like Junior J. Glennon has also dropped a follow. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. That brings us to 28 followers. Awesome. I'm excited.
Thanks,
about
guys. It's going to have been done without you.
Yes, for sure. We are 2 steps closer to that 50 follower goal by Christmas. I think we could do it. What is today?
I hope so.
Today's like the
15th?
19th or something? Oh, it's the 15th. Okay. I'm like, we're getting real close.
What is the 30th?
What is it, the 30th? We've passed Christmas. I don't know what day anything is. But yeah, we're excited. But yeah, thank you guys so much for that follow. We appreciate it. If you're out there watching on YouTube and you haven't already, come on over to Twitch and hit that.
We'd love to have you.
Hit that follow button. We'd of course love to have you in chat here. But every follow helps get us to that affiliate goal, and we really appreciate it. But anyway, hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Dr. Herman. It's been what, a day?
Senator, Mayor, Narrator Garcia, how are you today?
You know, we can just cut it down to one title if you want.
Nah, we're good.
Okay.
No, but yeah. So obviously you have dressed yourself up for the occasion, which.
Oh, these old things? I just threw them on.
You just threw them on. No big deal.
The funny thing is, yeah, these are old things because number one, I haven't really worn this suit in the longest time.
That's hilarious.
And yeah, I just threw them on thinking, you know what? Why not do a Rod Serling kind of thing?
Right? I love it. Especially for today, since we're talking about fears and anxiety and
right. What a good way to
kick off the holiday
December.
season. You know, I was kind of. It's funny because throughout Halloween and throughout that time, we talked a lot about the fun parts of Halloween and that kind of stuff, but we never talked about fear and horror and stuff like that. So
right,
yeah.
I mean, and that's fine because sorry, I was just reading Matt's comment for a second.
Yeah, the nice clothes are at the cleaners. It's too bad. Yeah,
the nice clothes are at the cleaners. No, but the thing is that fear, horror, scary things, they happen year round. And it it feels like we can talk about it at any point.
I know.
Also, and plus, if there's a Christmas song that mentions there'll be scary ghost stories, come on, we can talk about scary things.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah.
Says there'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long
Christmas is just the sequel to Spoopy season.
That is true. Christmas, and I mean the Nightmare Before Christmas. We are currently having the Nightmare Before Christmas. That's
Gremlins also.
And Gremlins, yes. But yeah. So fear is totally I mean, I think it comes with the winter territory. You know, nothing good happens in the winter, to be honest. Things like it's the time where the entire world just kind of dies for a little while. And then it comes back in spring. And so it is kind of a spooky time. Like when you see a horror film, you don't see colorful leaves in the trees. No, all the trees are bare. Like that's the winter time. And so yeah, we could totally talk about scary things and being scared and running for our lives.
Yes,
But I'm going to keep calm and make tea.
I'm scared all the time.
Oh yeah?
I work downtown San Diego, so I leave near midnight, and that's nothing good ever happens downtown at night.
So to kick our non sequitur train off, I'm going to talk about the fact that I was just watching highlights of John Mulaney. because my father has not seen all of his specials, and I was just showing him a few highlights.
What he's missing on.
Yeah, just showing him what he's missing. And John Mulaney has this whole bit where he's like, I chased this woman through the subway at like 3 a.m. because I thought that the train she started walking quickly, and he thought that she heard the train coming or felt it in her feet, like a Native American. And then she starts running, and so he starts running further for her, and it turns out that she obviously thought that he was a man, and and then he thought that it would probably be a bad idea to grab onto her and say, no, I'm not a man, I'm a little boy, I'm not gonna rape you. Anyway, so yeah.
Oh my God.
John Mulaney is fantastic, but yeah, scary times. But yeah, I don't know why I thought of that. Why did I think of that? What did you say?
I think there's something that's deeply rooted in your subconscious there. Like,
thank you.
Are you okay? Did you walk alone at night? What happened?
No, I'm not. But that's what it was. You were talking about walking home alone at midnight, which is not fun. I agree.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's something aesthetically pleasing to me in downtown. I mean, and it's I get it, guys. It's San Diego. It's not Compton. It's not Chicago or anything. I get it, but still, danger is everywhere.
Oh yeah, of course.
But there's something about that downtown aesthetic at night, especially when it's foggy around this time. It makes me feel like I'm in a noir film.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I get you, but like it's just a little less black and white.
Right. Just a little.
You want to read what Matt said out loud while I'm fixing this?
Oh, yeah. So Matt says, I think the scariest thing is when your phone is on 1% and you're running for the charger to plug it in. Yes, I have encountered that experience quite a couple times.
Yeah, for sure. So my biggest thing is not necessarily when it hits 1%, but like watching it dwindle down in my hands, like just knowing that I'm probably not gonna make it home before this dies.
Right. Or when you're out of the house and for some reason you don't have a charger with you. It's just like it's one of those rare occasions. Somehow you misplace your charger, you can't find it, and your phone starts dying, which makes you realize, man, I'm so dependent on my phone.
Right. I've actually,
especially because we were born in, I'd like to say like the transition period for that. We've got to experience, life without electronics. I didn't have I didn't have a cell phone until high school, and that I feel like I've been regressing ever since I got a smartphone and just started depending on it.
I'm sorry, I am so very, very distracted, but I'm updating a thing that I've been doing lately. It's a new command for our stream, just because I saw somebody else do it, and like a good actor, I stole what somebody else did, and I'm using it for myself. So yeah, now you can...
No, you mean like a great actor. A good actor borrows.
A good actor borrows and gives credit, but a great actor steals and wins Tony Awards for it. Or
did you hear Meryl Streep did not get nominated this year?
What? For anything?
I don't know if it's true or not, but I don't know. Like I read that scrolling through my my news articles, but I haven't even like gone in there. But I wasn't sure if it was a tabloid or not. But I was like, but they always nominate Meryl Streep.
But they always nominate her.
It's part of the process.
That's so funny. That's too bad though. No, but the new command is command plan. So now you can type in command plan and find out what we're doing on our stream today, which is kind of interesting. I don't know. I saw somebody do it, and it was, I don't know, it was interesting. But I think I have to update it every day, every time we stream. So
I feel like that would have to be it.
I might stop. But...
We're just gonna do it for today.
Just for today. But at least today, you guys will know the plan.
Right.
Actually, I think.
That's nice, because I don't know the plan.
Oh, well, if you want to read it, Matt just popped it in chat. So
Oh, okay.
that's the plan. I just came up with that just now.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Jacob.
Yeah.
So today we are going to be talking about fears of all sorts. Don't look back. We're right behind you. Run for your lives.
Yeah, so that's my cleverness right there. That's what that is. No, but I think as a moderator, like Matt can change that kind of stuff, but I don't know how Twitch works, so I'm just gonna sit here and pretend I do. In the future, there will be 500 TV channels, but nothing to watch.
Bold of you to assume we're gonna have TV channels still.
That's true. Like I'm looking for new media like outlets and stuff. Like with technology progressing, I really want like I don't know holograms to start to become more of a thing.
Also, dude, don't get me wrong, but I really love streaming services, and in fact, I watch Netflix for a majority of the day, but because accessibility, and it's just right there for you. But there's something about actually having to plan your day out, knowing that your favorite show is going to come up with a new episode, I don't know, at 7 p.m. that night. And so you have to plan your whole day around that. I don't know, like I guess I'm a little nostalgic over, having you be the one that waits on something else instead of just demanding something on the spot.
Yeah, see, but we haven't really needed to do that for a while because of like DVR and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, DVR was the next step on that.
Like when they came out with DVR and people could miss their show or the time of their show.
Yeah, but we didn't have DVR until like later on.
Oh yeah. I mean, neither did we, but it was a thing forever.
Right.
I have too many streaming services. I'm better off getting cable again. Yeah, I mean,
see, it's funny how you go on the whole cycle and go, you know what? Fuck it. Cable was the way to go.
Right? For me, I enjoy it because I have just endless content. Like I just have Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus, and I don't need television anymore. Like I will never use it. It's not a thing. I don't need cable. But yeah, for sure. It's I don't know that that's scary per se to me. I definitely think that because I mean like before technology progressing isn't that scary for me. I don't know. Because there's always been something.
I think
in the
Black
future.
Mirror proved that wrong a number of times.
I mean, but even Black Mirror for me, I'm like, I don't think things will be like that. But if things get that way,
not in your lifetime at least,
it's still kind of cool to me. I know Black Mirror is kind of horror, or really thriller, or like sci-fi kind of. I don't know what it is. I don't know even what to classify it as.
I think it depends on the episode, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. But I always look at the bright side of it. I'm like, these people are in an unfortunate situation, but if I had that kind of technology, I don't think I would use it like that.
Right.
Stuff like that. So it's kind of funny, but yeah, that's my life, man. I try to spin all of my fears in a positive light.
Well, yeah, I mean, otherwise you just can't deal with them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, fear is just a natural, normal thing. It's just a human trait. It's a primal instinct. We used it for survival way back in the day. In fact, I honestly think we wouldn't be here if it weren't for fear.
Yeah, that's completely true. Just like, if like everybody wants to have that superpower of, well, actually not everybody wants this, but like a lot of people come up with it first and they're like, I don't want to feel pain. And I'm like, if you can't feel pain, you will die. Like, because if you couldn't feel pain and you wouldn't know the limits. Yeah, you wouldn't know that if you stuck your head in an oven, it would be bad. Like, it's a bad idea.
Right.
And so yeah, like I don't like that whole not having fear, not feeling pain, that idea, it seems kind of outlandish. My
also careless wishing too. You got to be real thoughtful and word your words right when wishing.
Word your words right. That's that's a quote
put
from
that on the quote. Put that.
Word your words right. I'm sorry, that's too good to pass up. That's so funny.
As soon as I said it.
But anyway, yeah.
I want that on a plaque.
Pablo, word your words right. No, I'm way ahead of you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. We appreciate it. But yeah. Oh, I'm crying. That was so good. But yeah, wishing is crazy. So Pablo, I kind of have an idea of where I'm going with this, but
okay.
like I want to talk
I'm
about
game.
I want to talk about some fears that you've had like deeply rooted since childhood. Like I have a fear that I have always been afraid of and still am afraid of. It has not gone away. It's not like that. So I have always had kind of a fear. I've been corrected multiple times. I have no fear of heights. I have a fear of falling. Like,
no, I agree. Yeah. No, I make that clear.
That is a huge one for me. I hate the idea of being somewhere and in a position where I could fall to my death or even to severe injury. I don't.
No,
like
dude, I get that. I'm in an elevator that's like, 39 plus floors, tall, and I'm, when I'm up there making my rounds, I'm in the elevator. I'm really grasping onto the rail because I'm afraid it's gonna fall.
Yeah, my heart just sunk because I was thinking about something that I just did this January. And so, like, as I've said on stream before, I had the opportunity to travel to Italy, and there was the, oh man, I just went there, and now I've lost the entire name of it, but I have a fear of being lost in a crowd away from my group.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have a fear that relates to that, and
yeah.
I'll talk about it in just a minute. But so there's the big dome in Florence, Italy. It's just it's a giant church. Anyway, that's all you really need to know. And you can climb like the 400 and some steps to the top of this dome and look out over the whole city, and it's super nice. And so I went up there because I'm like, I am going to conquer my fear of heights. It's going to be fine.
Italy, no less.
In Italy, I'm in a new place, and I was like, I also know that like the Sears Tower, Sears spelt Willis in Chicago, because it's the Willis Tower now, but
right.
I call it the Sears Tower. The Sears
I like
Tower,
that.
yeah, the Sears Tower in Chicago. I was like, if I don't go up this right now, I'll have an opportunity to go up in the Sears Tower in the future. But this place in Italy, I was like, if I don't do this now, I'm never going to be able to do it again. That was the idea in my head. Like, obviously, I'd love to travel back there and have that opportunity again. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm never going to do it again. So I've got to conquer this. I got to do this now. And I went up there, and, like, everybody, it was so funny. You can actually see pictures of me. I'll post more pictures of me. Sure, why not? I'll just, you see pictures of me. I stood, so at the top of the dome, there's a little bell area, like they have at the top of domes. And so there's this little bell area, and that's where the stairs come out of, this bell area. And then it has a little platform off to each side in a complete circle with a rail on the end that you can, like, look out over the entire city, and it's awesome. I was like this up against the bell area. Like, I was like, I'm not moving. And then Amy, so you know Amy, but one of our friends from UD, she was like, come on, step out there, let me take a picture of you. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And I turned around and I took like 2 steps, and I am as far away from the railing as I possibly can be. And you can see how uncomfortable I am. But I'm just sitting there smiling like, please hurry up and take the picture. It's hilarious. So when it comes to roller coasters, I had a huge fear of them for a long time, Matt. And still to this day, I will have anxiety in a line for a roller coaster, but then as soon as it gets to the peak, it's over for me. I'm good. All
Yeah,
of my anxiety is gone.
I was actually going to talk about that later in the segment to tag on to a different point.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I'll talk about that later.
Mm-hmm. So for me, roller coasters, as soon as we get to the top, like the top of that first peak where it starts to drop, as soon as it goes down, I'm absolutely fine, because again, I know that I'm going to be safe, and I do enjoy the adrenaline of the roller coaster ride. I like the ride itself.
Oh yeah.
It's just the anticipation for being that high that I don't like. And again, still to this day, like, to convince me to stay in the line at a roller coaster is harder than me just going on the ride. Like,
yeah, dude, anticipation generates fear.
it does so much. Yeah. So I know you were saying that you also kind of have this fear of falling that has been with you since a child. Do you have any others?
I'll start with the falling, mainly because I have a similar story, kind of to like mirror yours.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also have a huge fear of falling. I'm sure everyone does, as people who don't naturally fly. But
true, we don't.
But I have this immense fear of falling, and so there was this one time I was in Hawaii. It was during choir tour. I'm not sure if you were there with us or if you had gone with a different group for a different thing, but I remember going with Steven and Amber, and we were hiking.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I was there.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I forgot what day that was. But we went hiking, and you'll remember it was this 40-foot plus fall.
Yeah.
And so we all went hiking up there, and people apparently would like jump from it, and I don't know why, but you know, it's what they all went there to do.
Yeah.
So
right?
I was like, you know what, fuck it. You know, if I do this, then I'll, you know, in a way to encourage myself. But I know like it's impossible to. But I said, you know, I'll do this, and I'll never be afraid of anything again. In a matter of saying, all right, if I do this, then it, you know, it'll die down my fear, knowing that I've conquered it somehow. So I go up there. Of course, I'm trembling the whole time as I'm going up there, but I'm laughing and getting giddy about it, kind of like to trick my own body to say, "See, man, this is good. This is good."
Right.
So I go up there, and I look down. You know, and it's that classic thing where like you look down, you get dizzy already, you get vertigo. Oh, what?
So
did you?
So this was a very specific, like, local place. Nobody knew about it. It was, I forget what it was called now, but I bet I could find it. Give me just a second while you finish telling your story. I'll try to look it up.
So I'm looking down, and one of my favorite movies of all time is Instructions Not Included.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good. It's got heart, drama, lots of laughs. But it's got Eugenio Derbez, who's a Mexican comedy star who came to the U.S. and everything. But I think he, if anybody's seen the Overboard remake, then he was the guy in it. But he has this thing where he's afraid of, well, obviously dangerous things, but you know, he grew up afraid, and so his dad would give him this mantra to hype him up, or at least, you know, help him get through it, like you know, he would just say like sha, you know, like over and over to himself. And so the whole time I was like, all right, I can do it. And so I was just doing the mantra to myself, and I jumped. And as I was going down there, I was telling it to myself faster and faster and faster. And eventually, as I'm diving, I stopped falling vertically. I don't know if it was the nerves or what have you, but all of a sudden I felt limb, and then my legs started going upward, and all of a sudden I noticed I was sitting in midair, and I landed in the water.
Oh yeah, that was rough.
It hurt, but it was still a thrilling experience.
So I haven't found it, but basically, oh, maybe this is it. It was, it had to be right here.
I do gotta say, it was the longest couple seconds of my life.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, but it had to be like, because it was just a pond. It wasn't like
Yeah,
a
no, it
full-on
was-
river.
Yeah,
But
you have to really hike, and it was like right off a highway.
yeah, so I think it was Halawa Stream. I think it was right near Red Hill Running Trail. I think that's where it was, but it was kind of like in the city. And
Oh, his was in the ocean.
yeah, yeah. So ours was definitely a pond. It was like a locals kind of place. Like again, like I said, it was super hidden by the highway and everything else. Like literally we pulled over on the highway.
Yeah.
And somebody, was it Chuck that dropped us
Chuck
off?
dropped us off
Yeah,
there, yeah.
so Chuck dropped us off and we all got out and everything on the highway and just crept into this kind of hiking trail area, and then we went through. But it was super awesome because it was just this small little area, super
Yeah,
cool.
it's
Mosquitoes
beautiful.
were awful, but it was great.
Oh yeah.
Is it,
So not only was that was it bad because I land sat on the on the water, but like my entire sides were like, I don't know if it was like the blood rush or whatever, but then the mosquitoes were really on me. It wasn't a good day.
right, it was rough. But and then the worst part of the whole thing was the 5-mile walk back. Like,
Oh yeah.
it was long. I swear it was longer than that even. It was
Yeah, my feet were killing me at the end of that.
it was a solid. We walked for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, it was rough, but anyway.
It was an adventure though.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, see, like Pablo has that story, but I'm so afraid of heights that I would not even do that. I didn't. I stayed in
I
the
don't know
pond.
what came over me that day, but I found a way to push myself to do it.
Yeah, and I
think it was the peer pressure. I think that's what.
for sure. See, I don't let peer pressure rule over my fears at all, unfortunately. Unless actually
I tried rationalizing with the pressure there. Like I remember that much. I
listen,
was
Noah.
like, there's a point to that. I feel so bad for you going to Hawaii.
Yeah. Hey, it was a good time, man.
No, it was a great time. It's just I got to do something scary there.
Exactly. So actually, that's one of my other fears. It's a small fear. Yeah, no thanks, Matt. I'm good. I like to stay
good.
in planes. Planes are good to me.
I never want to jump from or fall from a flying craft.
I just accidentally hit the button on my chair, and I like dropped. I have a fear of falling, and I just went, ah. Like, my office chair is trying to kill me. No, but so even though I do have a fear of heights, and specifically a fear of falling, I love flying. I love being in the air. Like, I love being in a plane.
I'm very nervous on a plane. Mainly because I've seen a lot of, I don't know, movies that
watched
deal with
Final
plane
Destination
crashes.
one too many times, and
Well, I still get on roller coasters, but yeah, dude, I'm never sober when I'm on a plane.
You can't-
I always order something to drink.
Okay, wait a minute. We gotta talk about this. Noah has an
Noah-
irrational fear of butterflies. I was actually gonna talk about irrational fears pretty soon.
Noah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm working on. I'm about to send you guys some Christmas gifts, so that definitely helps me like ixnay something really quick before I send it.
No, you've got to send them now. You got to send his whole butterfly garden. Man, I'm on a roll today with these.
Damn, man.
These quotes are awesome, Matt. I love it. You better not send me a butterfly.
Watch me.
No, he will send your gift by butterfly. So, like, the butterflies will have to deliver it to you. You don't get the gift unless the butterflies.
I'll get wrapping paper with butterfly prints.
That's great. Matt, you have to put a space. That's why quote 22 didn't show up. There you are. Science lessons with Jacob. That's so fun. I enjoy our quotes so much. I don't know why. That was one of the first
I don't even
things.
realize we say half this thing.
Yeah, right. So, space. No, that's not. But get out of here, Noah. You're crazy. Once you make one thing sacred, everything is sacred. Yeah, so I actually, the reason I brought quotes into this was because one of my favorite streamers.
You like to cite your sources?
I do. I like to cite my sources. No, so for those of you who know me, you know that I only play Minecraft video game wise. I do not play a lot of other things, and when I do, it's for a very short amount of time. Like I played Among Us one time. That was it.
Oh, nice.
And I for a little while had a Wii, and so I played that Wii Sports. You know it. And a Super Mario Galaxy, of course. We were talking about that yesterday. And also, yes, I say stupid shit that we need to document for science reasons. I do have a fear of the game Among Us. But anyway, I'm really bad at video games, so I only play Minecraft, and I started watching a bunch of Minecraft streamers and stuff, and Tango Tech is one of my favorite, and he has quotes set up, and he has like over 600 quotes. And I loved that when I first got on Twitch, he was the first person that I followed on Twitch ever. And I loved that his community could like just pull random quotes of his and see them. So I was like, I need to do that when I start streaming. So that's the first thing that I set up. I love quotes. I think they're super fun.
Especially out of context.
Especially out of context. In fact, the more out of context, the better. Like, in 3 years, if we're still streaming, which I hope we are, in 3 years...
I'm trying to hit that 30-something show. So yeah, we're gonna...
that 30-something show. In 3 years, when we're still streaming, and we can't remember half the shit we said, I would love to come across the quote, "My office chair is trying to kill me," and figure out what context that was in. Like, what? I could make a mean peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Oh boy, I do.
You have to go back and rewatch them. Like, what did I mean by that? All right, it says season 2, episode 3.
Right, and I titled all of the quotes from there. In 3 years, I'm gonna be drinking moon juice with President Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Not watching this stream, man. Okay, fine.
See, that quote, I forgot that happened.
I still want The Rock for president, but that's just me.
I'd watch it.
You know, speaking about president and politics, for just a moment, Andrew Yang
how's he doing?
he's running for mayor of New York City. Legitimately. He's legitimately running for mayor of New York City. So
there's no stopping him.
That's fun. And the Yang Gang is supporting him everywhere. It's
the
great.
Yang Gang.
Yang Gang. Hashtag Yang Gang.
Dude, okay, I was saying this earlier. I forget if I told you, but the fact that people don't call Sherlock Holmes fans homies keeps me up at night. It's staggering to me.
That's fantastic. I love this stream so much.
I'm a proud homie.
I'm a proud homie. You gotta really pronounce the L.
I'm a proud homie.
Homie, yes. So I did want to talk about. Did you have anything else?
Oh,
to say,
sorry.
Pablo?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have another deeply rooted fear.
Yes.
Well, I've got plenty, but I'll stick to 2. It's sounds healthy. So the other one's a fear of snakes.
Ah, yes.
I'm terrified of snakes.
Not an uncommon one. That makes sense.
which is why I think I'm justified.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
But there were so many factors to it. But number one was I don't even know who introduced me to it because I was fairly little. But somebody had the decency to the nerve to introduce me to Anaconda at a way too early age.
Nice. Classic.
Yes.
It's a classic film.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Was Ice Cube in the first one?
I can't remember, to be honest.
Okay, but anyway, there was also another prominent moment in which I was a child and I was playing hide and seek with my cousins, and I went to hide underneath like a porch, like how like some old porches are like broken near the bottom, so you can kind of sneak in there and through the boards. So I did that, and when I was halfway going in there was I definitely saw like 2 snakes. One was already slithering away, but there was one that was just like just stood still there and like was staring right at me. And I was like, no, I'm out. I started crawling slowly my way back.
See, okay, so my other non-irrational fear, other
Real
than
quick,
yeah, go ahead.
Matt, is that a Vine reference? Because that is
It had
quite
to be a
possibly one
Vine
of my
reference.
favorite Vines.
If it's not a Vine reference, I'm actually disappointed.
Yes, indeed.
I'm upset. Yeah,
There's only one worse thing than a rapist. A child.
No, I love that Vine. It's so funny.
You delivered it so determined. A child.
A child. But yeah. Anyway, so my other non-irrational fear, my other legitimate, realistic fear is drowning.
Oh my god.
Because
that'd be a horrible way to go.
And I enjoy swimming, but I'm not particularly.
And I enjoy drowning.
And I enjoy drowning. It's it's fun. So I don't know why I'm so afraid of it. No, I enjoy swimming, but it's not something I was particularly good at as a child, and I'm still not particularly good at it, to be honest. And so I'm afraid of heights and afraid of drowning, so the idea of cliff diving into the ocean is the worst thing that could possibly happen to me.
Nah.
No, I'm not going to do that. That's not a thing that
I'll
I
watch
will
from here,
ever be doing. Like, I'm sorry.
I'll see if I can find, because I don't have the video on my phone. Like, somebody else there took it, I remember.
I think it was
probably Steven.
I took it, but I took it on Steven's phone because I didn't have my phone on me. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I think Steven has it. I once unloaded a truck at Target, saw a mouse run under the pallet, and ran out of the truck. Agreed. Water slides must render you catatonic. For the most part, yes. But Magic Waters helped cure me of that. I still won't do the one that is basically like straight down for like a mile and then it swoops. I know that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it's really not in my mind.
You can compose and send an email on your way down.
Yeah, right? If you could be judged innocent by the Winnebago County court system in the amount of time it takes to go down that water slide, then
listen,
it's too high, okay?
Listen, if you can switch to Geico before you hit the water.
Oh, I'm crying. I really want Geico to sponsor us now just for that. Sitting in the slide like, to whom it may concern.
Dude, if Geico sponsors us, I am gonna push it until we get the gecko as a guest.
Yes, so much. I want that. I want that in my life.
That or the piggy. Oh my god, I love that piggy. The one that cried all the way home.
Oh my god, that was the worst.
I love that commercial.
I definitely liked the gecko. Bring back the caveman.
Oh my god, yes. No, wait, wasn't there also a stash of money with eyeballs on it?
Yes. I always feel like somebody's watching me. So good. I love it. But yeah, totally. So anyway, that's my other rational fear. Drowning.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Not a fan.
No, that's fair. And that's the thing. Fear comes from a need for survival. If there's something that says, "Hey, you are going to die if you do this," go the other way. Fight or flight responses, that's where they kick in.
Yep.
And yeah, like it's a very primal thing. So it's totally justified.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I don't think that Matt's fear that he mentioned earlier of getting lost in a crowd, I don't think that's an irrational fear.
No.
Because
wandering off from the group, you're alone, you're defenseless.
Yeah, it's the same mentality of like being a wolf. If you are removed from the pack, then you have absolutely no protection and you're surrounded by strangers. Yeah, your irrational fear is possums. Okay, that's a little
yeah.
irrational.
Right, I'll judge you for that.
They play dead, so like, come on now. They literally, the term for playing dead is playing possum. So man, that might be a little irrational.
Nothing shows that the other creature's more afraid of you than them pretending to be dead.
No,
for you
why
to
does
leave them
that?
alone.
Why does that emoji actually kind of look like you? That's the
Who?
real
What?
question.
Oh,
No, that emote just looks like Noah to me.
I'm just used to him with long hair, so
Noah with sunglasses. It's the way it is. But yeah, no. Every fear is irrational. I mean, technically, you can be cautious, but fear, in and of itself, is probably a little irrational. Fear that inhibits you from doing something that other people do is very irrational.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't get on a plane because you're afraid of flying, but like millions of people get on flights every day.
Oh no, like yeah, my fears never stopped me.
Yeah,
I just gotta drink a little.
Exactly. and so my fear of that cliff diving thing is probably a little irrational. Because people do it all the time. It's fine. Does it make me more comfortable to think that that's an irrational fear? Absolutely not. Will I ever do it now that I've told myself that that's an irrational fear? No, you couldn't pay me to do it. You couldn't. I mean, you might be able to, but probably none of you who are watching currently, because I don't know that you guys have enough money to pay me to do that. Sorry.
Unless we get Geico as a sponsor.
Find a slave girl called Aida, and when you do, tell her she could save 15% or more on car insurance by switching to Geico. I hate commercials.
But how else would I know what to buy?
I'm sorry. I was reading Matt's comment, which is very math friendly. Said pie.
God, stop.
I hate you.
Get out of here.
If we get Geico to sponsor the channel, would you go cliff jumping? Yes.
Only if the caveman does it with me.
No, the gecko. All for the win. The gecko for the win. Of course, the gecko, the surface tension of the water is too high. The gecko would probably die. So that's not a good idea. Never mind. The caveman will go with me. It'll be fine. Sorry, I was wrong. Incorrect.
The caveman has survived. I mean, I'm sure he knows his way.
Right? It'd probably clean the caveman up a little bit, to be honest.
Probably.
But yeah, so Geico, if you're out there and you want to sponsor my channel, if you sponsor this channel, not only will I do advertisement for you, but then I'll also go cliff jumping. So that'll be fun. I hate to break it to you, but the gecko is... What? Lies!
So will the jump, to be honest.
Yeah. That's funny. Well...
That's a green screen. We know that is.
We know it's a green screen. It's fine. But yeah, no. I definitely do that. What was I in the middle of saying right before I read Matt's comment?
Which one? The rational?
Yeah. I was saying something. It was important. It was going to be my next topic, but I can't remember what it was.
We were talking about fear being irrational. If it stops you from doing something that others do.
Oh, I brought up because of that, I brought up commercials. And I said I hate commercials.
Oh, okay.
And
sorry, I was like, yeah.
No, you're fine. You were trying to steer us back to the topic of our episode, but I'm so far away from that, it's not even funny.
It's the nature of the show, man.
It's the nature of the show. But yeah, so I hate commercials in general. I do. I just dislike them. And I truly think that the future of ad revenue should be in sponsorships that are brought to you in the form of the content that you're watching.
Like Truman Show?
Yeah, exactly like Truman Show. So in other words, like today, I'm drinking such and such tea. And like
It's Professor Spice.
it's Professor Spice. I'm drinking Professor Spice because Professor Spice I think is delicious. Pablo, what about you? Do you think Professor Spice is delicious?
You're asking the spokesman for remember the other episode? I should be in a blazer. You go, yes, Professor Spice. It is the best thirst quencher, how you say, in the world.
I really want Noah's comment to be like an actual name of tea. Yes, such and such.
Yeah. At first, the way I saw it at first glance was like, what weird Japanese herb is this?
It's yes, such and such tea. Oh, it's my favorite. Okay, so let's talk about truly, like, irrational fears. Like, I think butterflies is probably an irrational fear.
Right.
Because
Should we let them know? Should we let them know that there's a scare, jump scare coming up in the show?
Yeah, sure. Let's.
We'll have to wait for it.
Yeah,
wait for it.
Yeah, build the anticipation because anticipation breeds fear.
Yes, like good Tim Curry said, anticipation.
There you go. Oh boy. The jump scare better not be butterflies. Hey man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey.
Stay down there. But yeah, so irrational fears, like butterflies. Steve Buscemi has the biggest fear of all in Spy Kids 2.
And we're back.
I quit. That's the end of it for me.
That's great.
Oh,
that's
boy.
fantastic.
And we're back. It's cyclical, man. If we don't bring up Spy Kids in every episode, who are we?
Then was it really an episode?
Was it really an episode? I'm just waiting for the day that we have like 100 viewers per episode and like we mention Spy Kids one time and like everybody's like, here they go again.
Shot.
we built a community based around us mentioning Spy Kids just once per episode. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, when we reach affiliate, you can redeem channel points for a Spy Kids reference.
Yes.
That'll be great. I love it. And the viewers are gone. And they're gone. Okay. No, but that would be kind of fun, actually. I'm super excited. I'm sorry. I'm going to break into the conversation that we were having about fear, which wasn't really happening, and talk about the fact that we really are so close to becoming affiliate. It really is only going to take us a few more followers. We've met all of the other criteria. We're just looking for that few more follower boost. And then we can do some awesome stuff. We're going to get some merch out for you guys, which I'm super excited about. Not that I think Matt is going to order a t-shirt with our faces on it, but I just like the idea of having merch. I think it's fun. And the other thing we can do that's super awesome is we can have those channel points and stuff like that. Of course, with affiliate, I think you also get to do subscribe and you get to donate bits and all of that, but I don't expect any of that. Like, you don't need to give us your money. We're just here for your entertainment. We want
But if you do, our bank account number is...
Yeah, and our mother's maiden names are... No, but... Yeah, we appreciate everything, of course, but the channel points is what I'm really excited about because that's just a free way to engage with our community. And I love that. I love channel points. And so if you guys have ideas for what we can do with channel points, let us know. We'd love to hear your feedback. We'd love to hear it in chat or in comments on our Facebook page. Because we will be, as soon as we get affiliate, we'll be setting that up. Jumping jacks. I hate you. No.
From a cliff.
What? And by that, I mean cliff diving. Jumping jacks. Yeah, sure. For 10,000 channel points, you can redeem 5 jumping jacks.
From a cliff? Jacob, one's enough.
No. Not from a cliff. But yeah, no, it'll be fun. I'm very excited to have those channel points. So anyway, back to our conversation about fear. I fear
Yes.
that I'll never make anything of myself in life.
Oh yeah, no, that's a common thing to be concerned about or worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
Loneliness is mine. I hate to be alone.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'd have to agree. A huge fear of
Dude,
mine.
I lately, like, ever since I moved out and everything,
Yeah.
whenever I watch a movie or TV, I always comment on it or say something funny in response to something that happened on screen, and to no one. I'm watching it by myself, but I'm so used to making like some crack at like just elbow you and go, and that's what she said, or
Yeah, right.
or like who's the costume designer for this one, or
Yeah.
just some stupid thing.
Or don't go in there. You know you shouldn't go in there. Ah, you went in there. What an idiot.
Like, I guess I really stuck it in there. Yeah, you did.
Hey yo. Uh, yeah, no, I get that loneliness. My a huge irrational fear of mine is waking up one day and not being able to communicate properly to anyone. Like
Ooh.
you know what I mean? Like I love to speak with people and I love to be specifically I love to be understood. And when I'm misunderstood, it's like a paranoia of mine. Like
I've had nightmares like that.
Misunderstood. And so irrational fear, waking up one day and nobody can understand me. I hate that.
I've had nightmares like that where, even I can hear myself speaking, normal English, but everyone else just goes, "What do you say? I can't understand what you're saying."
And you're even bilingual, so you have
and
multiple
I'm bilingual,
languages.
so it freaks me. Yeah, I can make an ass out of myself in 2 languages.
Yeah, no, but it's like that's a crazy fear of mine. No one can understand me until after an hour after I wake up anyways.
Yeah, that's me. My engine's still starting up.
Anyway, that was
I slur a lot in the
sound of
mornings
your
too, especially when
engine
I'm
starting up.
real groggy.
Yeah, I can feel that. I get it. That's just a huge one of mine. Or that I like another huge, I guess this is a weird irrational fear is just finding out that everybody hates me. Like finding out that there is not a single person that is okay with me. Like I don't like that at all.
Actually,
especially when I'm drunk. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Pablo.
yeah, I mean, actually, when I'm drunk, I speak the clearest. I'm obviously sober right now.
Oh boy. Oh, Pablo's on a roll for quotes today.
I speak clearly.
When I'm drunk, I speak clearly.
Yes, can you please say that? When I'm drunk, I speak clearly.
I'll that's great. That's fantastic. We're up to 60 quotes, man. That's awesome.
God, we say a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah, we do. That's crazy. 60 quotes and only what, like 13 or 14 episodes now? We're crazy.
Yeah, and most of these were done before YouTube, so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Those are the lost episodes you guys have missed out on.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm kind of bummed. I wish we could have brought those back.
That's okay. Yeah.
We'll revive them somehow. We'll do a remake.
I have no idea how, but yeah. Well,
no, it's an easy fix. We'll just make a remake.
Yeah, sure. Makes sense. I have to be selective about picking the dumbest shit you say. Yeah, well, like, I don't know. Sure. That makes sense to me. As long as it's out of context as much as possible. As long as you can totally, like, apply it to literally anything. So
it's not like looking for a needle in a haystack. It's more like looking for just that slightly longer strand of hay inside the haystack.
Inside the haystack. See, what I thought you were going to say is it's not like looking for a needle in a haystack. It's like looking for hay in a needle stack.
Ooh.
And I was like, yeah, that seems like our episodes.
That sounds like a job for the intern. Let's get an intern.
Well, Matt is kind of our official intern. Like
he's not our intern.
He's unpaid. He's
what?
Let's play pick a quote.
Matt's an exec.
And
His name appears in the credits.
I'd be a princess if I could in my pants. Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. Now I just want more games. Man, I want to come up with more games and segments and stuff. When when I have time in the day, I'm going to sit down and like create segments of this show. And if you guys like, if all two of you like this, then we'll continue to do it and stuff. But I'd like to have a little game segment.
Eventually, I'd like Where in the World is Pablo, so I can change the background to whatever you guys want.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Where in the world is Pablo, and whoever
5 second trivia.
5 second trivia, go.
Cantaloupe.
Somehow he was right. I was gonna ask.
I was gonna say Catalina Islands, but I got stuck, so I went cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe. I love it. Yeah. No, 5 second trivia would be great. I could just have Trivial Pursuit, and I would have to speak the question, and then you would have 5 seconds to answer it.
Oh my god! I thought I was having an anxiety attack thinking that the question was part of those 5 seconds.
No. Oh my goodness! Actually, yes. Now it is. That's what it is, Pablo. It is.
Fuck you.
And the deal is you have to give an answer no matter how wrong it is. Like whether you know it or not, you have to give an answer. So.
Ooh. That'll just give you a quick glimpse of that person's subconscious right there.
Hey, all right? I love it. Oh, I love it so much. That's so fun. I wonder if I could... You know what? I'm going to look into all of this stuff. I need to write this down. You know...
Oh, here.
That's why I have a...
Oh. I've got a notebook. Do you want it?
Yeah, sure. Just pass it on over this way.
There you go.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And you're welcome. Okay, so 5 second trivia has to be one of them. I do like the in my pants game, quote in my pants. We're gonna do that. And then if you guys have any other ideas, let me know, because we'll play games. It'll be super fun. But yeah. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, if you guys are watching on YouTube, or if you guys are watching and in chat right now and have ideas, feel free to drop comments of different games we should play on stream, because I'm totally down and super excited for it. And also, if you can think of any, I know this is kind of also my job, so I'll be doing it, but if you can think of any games we could play with the community, I'd love to do that as well.
Oh my god, yes. I would love
you
that.
know, the first person in chat to do this gets something or whatever. I'm afraid of drinking games, because then by the end of the stream, I don't know what's gonna be going on. But yeah, I mean, drinking games, like for you guys, like every time we mention Spy Kids, somebody has to take a shot. Like,
but the thing is, like, we might think it'll help us diminish the whole Spy Kids thing, but the stupid thing will be that as drunk as we're getting, we're gonna go like, oh my god, do you remember that thing in Spy Kids? And we just go down a rabbit hole.
Right, drinking games, but make it water. There's my underage
So we start off drunk.
Yeah.
So we start off drunk.
No.
And we try to sober up as we're.
That's
so good.
That's actually an even funnier idea. Like reverse drinking games, where you drink water to become soberer.
Got some coffee.
I love
like
that.
take an espresso shot.
Oh boy. Yeah. To be honest, I'd love to see a drunk stream. Well, I mean, last night we were drinking. We weren't drunk.
I was fairly buzzed. Like I was like buzzed all right, but not.
Yeah.
Not like drunk.
I don't know. I don't function correctly when I'm under too much of the influence of alcohol.
Ooh, all right. Let's have Matt over for a drinking episode then.
A drinking episode sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of which, if you haven't already, shout out to Matt. See, I'm gonna do it right this time. I swear.
No, we'll probably give you a Sunny D or something.
I'll do it right. I'll do it. Here we go. It happened. It worked. So shout out to Matt. if you haven't followed him yet, go over and follow him at his channel. He plays video games. He of all sorts, as far as I know. Matt. Yes, exactly, Noah. Thank you. But yeah, I checked out his stream. It was pretty awesome last time he was streaming. So definitely go over and check him out because he's one of our friends and we like him. But yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube, come over to twitch.tv/Matt1012 and give him a follow as well. But give us a follow first because you're watching our video. I'm sorry.
What the hell?
Anyway. So Matt says you can watch me play Catan and not know what I'm doing. Well, yeah, there's a lot of that. I like strategy board games and stuff. So I'd love to play Catan with you sometime, Matt. Is it an online version that you have?
I like Catan, all right.
Or do you literally set up a camera while you're playing board games? Because that would also be kind of cool. I was kind of thinking about doing that for one of my streams. Oh, you have it on Switch. Okay, cool.
We should do like Cards Against Humanity or some other fun game online.
Yeah, for sure. I think that would be even funnier to have like Cards Against Humanity over Zoom, and like everybody has their own deck.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Like, but I don't know how all the logistics of that would work. Like, you would have to send it to somebody anonymously or something like that. I don't know how you could do it, but I like it. I like the idea. We'll figure it out.
This time around, I'm sure we've got plenty of games or party games that we can all do online.
Oh yeah, that's true. There is a Cards Against Humanity online that would be kind of cool. We could definitely do that. And when Pablo gets his own streaming computer and everything that'll work for streaming, then what we could do is we could all kind of separate, and he can have his own webcam and I can have my own webcam, and we can all play together and just stream it that way, which would be awesome. So yeah, I don't know. There are lots of different options, but this has nothing to do.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah. Speaking of skinning cats, fears. Because, that's the topic of today.
Funny thing is that, my sister's going to hate it if I tell other people, but what the fuck? She's not watching.
She's not watching. She doesn't.
And who's going to tell her? Anyway, so my sister has this, I know, this huge irrational fear of cats. She's just deadly afraid of them. She's not allergic by any means, but she's deathly afraid of cats.
She's mentally allergic to them.
She has walked, like, she has crossed the street before. It's like to go all the way around and go into our house because there was a cat outside.
How does she feel about like wild large cats like lions and tigers and that kind of stuff?
I'm sure. Oh my! I'm sure she would, be reasonably afraid because those are wilder animals that could kill you.
Yeah, but like in a zoo, like they're
I think she might be okay given the fact that they're caged or separated, but she'll still feel uneasy. I think because they're still large felines.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Much like I can still watch Indiana Jones or Harry Potter, but I'll still be fucking afraid when there's a snake on screen.
That's true. Yeah.
I'll still feel very uneasy about it.
Yeah, there is that. I get it for sure.
And you've seen me like anytime there's a snake on screen, I can't. I'm squirming and just no.
There's this quiver in your loins. Yeah, I know.
All of a sudden, the couch is wet. You don't know why.
Oh, I know why. Ew, gross. But anyway, so with that in mind, we are going to take just a short break, folks. Pablo never had been able to make it through the end of Aladdin.
No.
Can't do it. Just
to my knowledge, the end of Aladdin is just Jafar wins and Aladdin is sent off to freeze to death. That's my ending.
Yep. That's it, folks.
To me, the saddest movie in Disney.
That's super funny because I never was able to watch the beginning of, well, this is for a different reason. This is for protection, parental concern. But I was never able to watch the beginning of Tarzan. So I was just like...
Which is a shame. It's so beautiful. I mean, it's sad because of what happens, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, so I was just like, man, there's this wild man that was born of the apes in the jungle. And I'm like, that's cool. That's super nice.
You're like, what's he doing there?
He's the missing link. Anyway, but yeah, so Tarzan had a whole different storyline in my mind. But
That's funny.
But yeah, you know, Tarzan was the first show I flew in. Yeah. That's awesome. The first show I flew in was Peter Pan, and
I still haven't flown.
That's the only show I've flown in. But Peter Pan is an awesome show, and I said Peter Pan, but what I meant to say was Tarzan is an awesome show. Tarzan is an awesome show to fly in because you're like swinging on vines and stuff. It's super fun. Something I was afraid of. You were? I didn't realize. But yeah, it is a different feeling though, because like, I feel like once they get you in that harness, to me, I was never afraid of like, I wasn't too afraid of heights when it came to rock climbing and stuff like that. Not like
I like rock climbing.
Not like
mainly
free
because
rock climbing, but like rock climbing at on a wall.
Right. Yeah, but like I was somewhat like more comfortable rock climbing mainly because I really, really trusted my spotter.
Yeah. Well, my thing was I didn't even trust the spotter as much as I trusted the feeling of the harness. I was like, this harness feels like it's keeping me safe enough. And it was the same thing for when I flew in Peter Pan. Like as soon as I got into the harness, I was like, oh, this feels safe. Regardless of, like, I didn't even have to have the realization that there was a person on the other end of the harness. And like,
Can I tell you something nerdy?
Yeah, sure. Tell me something nerdy. I love it.
Back when I was hoping we'd do Young Frankenstein for my senior capstone,
Yeah.
one thing I was like mentally trying to prep myself for and just slightly hyping myself up to was like he doesn't quite fly, but he does rise. Well, no, I mean because the whole the bed where he's trying to like revive the creature.
Yeah,
and, you know, that you know they really like lift that up almost completely off off the stage because it gets used a couple times in the show. So I was kind of hyping myself up to that.
Yeah.
So
no, for sure.
I haven't flown yet, but just there's something cool about being on stage and somehow getting even higher off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, so I could see you as the other person that I could see you as for sure is Bert in Mary Poppins, the live.
Oh my god, that'd be fun.
And
going like all the way on the arch. Oh, dude, that'd be so fun to do.
The first time I saw that live, it was a children's performance of it, and it was awesome. It was so cool. And the guy.
Oh, was it with Ben?
Yeah, Ben.
Jen Bonson?
Jen Bonson, yes. And speaking of which, I need to get him on the stream too.
I know, he'd be great here.
He would enjoy this stream. I'll invite him. I'll tell him to check it out.
Yes, please.
But yeah, Jen Bonson was Bert, and he did an amazing job. He was super
Oh
good.
yeah, he's great.
But all I could think of was, I'm like, man, that looks so fun. I want to do that so bad.
Yeah, right. Like it's all those cool things that you're like, oh man, I want to do that.
Right. It just looked amazing. And
like playing a superhero. Who doesn't go, oh shit, I want to do that.
I want to do that, right? I would love to do like those kind of superhero stunts and stuff. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
I like playing bad guys. And like in scenes where the good guy, the super strong good guy, yeah, right? The super strong good guy punches the bad guy and they go flying backwards.
Yeah.
I want to do that stunt.
Yeah, dude.
Like I would love to do that kind of thing where they just get pulled by their harness. That's
right.
That's
the
super
practical
cool.
effects.
Yeah, just don't be in Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Too many
I'm
actors
good.
have died.
I'm good.
You just want to be in Dr. Horrible's sing-along vlog? Unfortunately, that show is not legal to do. So, I don't know.
But give it time.
But give it time, yeah. Like, not that I haven't done it, but, who's gonna tell? Who's gonna tell? The 3 people that showed up? Anyway, FBI, open up. Oh, no. Again. Oh, that's the worst. But yeah. So yeah, that was a good show, but yeah, technically not allowed to do it. I am also afraid. Speaking of going back to our fear,
Yeah.
I'm also afraid that somewhere in life I will like write something that I'm like, wow, this is really catchy, this is really good, and then publish it, and then I'll get sued for $100 million because
Dude,
it's already
yeah.
somebody else's work.
No,
Like,
I hate that. I mean,
yeah.
but no, I totally get that. When I'm writing something, I'm like, oh fuck, I hope this isn't like I overthink it way too much. I'm like, is this too much like something else? So I'm always looking up, the slightest thing I write, I'm like, all right, I got to make sure this isn't already a thing,
Right.
or if it's, or at least try to make it a little more of a departure, so it's not like I'm ripping it off. But yeah, I'm very paranoid over that.
Oh, for sure.
My writing process is so slow.
It's the worst. It's the actual
Yeah.
worst. Yeah. So I will. We're gonna take a short break, just for a couple of minutes here. But don't touch that dial. Don't leave us. Hang in there. Stick with it. And we will be right back to talk about some more fears and possibly a lot more. So hang in there with us and enjoy the quick break. We'll be right back.
Some. Until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when you came inside, dear, my heart grew light and this whole world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I've racked my brain hoping to explain all the things that you did to me. Mere Mr. Shane, please let me explain. Mere Mr. Shane means you're grand. Mere Mr. Shane, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. It means you're the fairest. It means you're the fairest. It means you're the fairest in the land. It means you're the Shane means you're grand. Mere Mr. Shane, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land.
Greetings from the Andrews sisters. I'm Patty.
I'm Maxine.
And I'm Laverne.
Say Bella, Bella, even say Wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I've tried to explain mere Mr. Shane, so kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, I say that you will understand.
And we're back. What's happening, guys?
Going. I
How's...
went for a quick change because I halfway through I was like, I wear a suit every day for work. I need a break.
I'm just tired. I get it. APH Live has joined us in chat, which
Yo.
Hey there, Ben. How you doing? You know who that is, right, Pablo?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure. I don't know.
Burger, right?
Yes, it's the Burgermeister. I don't like that. I'm just oops. But yeah.
Yeah, I remember that guy. I don't owe him money. That's why.
Ah, how you doing, Ben? Pablo knows me. Wow. Wow. He knows me. He really knows me. Anyway, welcome.
Oof.
Welcome to the stream. Today we are talking about fear. Run for
That's
your
true.
lives. And we're talking about a lot of other things too. But we're pretty good. We're hanging in there, you know, living life. We're doing a double back-to-back stream. We streamed yesterday. We're streaming today. It's crazy times. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we make it work.
Yeah, we're trying our best to get up to that 50 follower goal by Christmas. Don't know that that's going to happen, but we've been talking about some awesome ideas. Not sure when the last time fear was talked about. Yeah, you know, it was talked about like probably a solid 20 or 30 minutes ago. But yeah, no, we're trying to get up to that 50 follower goal so that we can do some cool things with channel points and all kinds of crazy stuff. But you know how life is. That's the way it is. But yeah, APH Live, I highly recommend you also follow Matt. He is also a streamer, and vice versa, because you guys both play video games. You guys are both video game guys, and
You guys are pretty cool.
yeah, and you guys are pretty cool. You guys are our friends, so you know.
I feel like we're setting up a play date.
Yeah. Aw, you guys can watch each other's streams. That's adorable. Anyway, but yeah. So anyway, we're back, and I thought we'd start off this stream by number one, a date play. Ooh. No, but I thought we'd start off this stream.
Changed.
We'd start off this stream by saying, number one, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and most importantly,
Like us, because we like you.
yeah, we like you. Most importantly, come on over to Twitch. We'd love to get that follow from you, and we'd love for you to show up in chat so we can talk with you guys. We really appreciate talking with our community and saying hello and hearing your thoughts. And
especially if we get the old flu,
yeah,
the old flu gang back. Come on, guys.
The flu gang meaning friends like us, not the coronavirus.
The flu crowd.
The flu crowd.
Flu crew.
Which flu crowd?
Ooh, the
sounds
flu
like,
crew.
The flu crew. I do
Yes.
like it. That sounds a little too Swedish for my taste. The flu crew.
The flu crew.
But yeah, feel free to just come on over to Twitch. We'd love to have you here. And if you don't care for Twitch, just pop in the comments. We'd love to hear you. Oh no, what have you done?
What's up?
Oh no. Wait a second. Who tried to do that? Because that's not a thing that you shouldn't be. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, was it spam? Okay, cool. Well, as long as it's spam, as long as it wasn't one of you guys. I can read, I suppose. Yeah, don't spam. Anyway, hi, we're back. But yeah. So the other thing that I thought we would do right to start off the back from break episode is we were talking last week about potentially doing challenges again. Our old Flu crew will remember that for a while Pablo and I did character challenges. He did character challenges, and I had to come up with a character for him to portray in the following episode. Or in the, I guess it was 2 weeks then, but I think this one will be a week, just to challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
And then Pablo would give me a song challenge, and then I had to write a song in a week. So
Now, how frequently are we going to be doing these?
I don't know, man. You think I have this prepared? Maybe it should be every 2 weeks or something. I thought it could be like a segment every week. I don't know.
Every week?
Yeah, what are your thoughts? Nobody has complained yet, so.
I know. Just trying to think.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's almost like, well, we'll try it out this week, and if we don't like it, we'll
feel it out.
We'll feel it out. We'll figure it out. But
like a blind man in an orgy, we're gonna feel our way out.
Oh boy.
I meant glass door. I don't know why I said orgy.
Oh, you knew exactly what you meant. But anyway, so yeah, Pablo, are you ready for your character challenge?
Sure. Let me just find something to write with.
Okay, drum roll, please. I don't have drums.
I don't have a pen.
Not working. That's okay.
Oh no, wait.
Here,
I was gonna say
I've got a pen. Do you need one?
No, I had a. Actually, that's way better than mine.
Here, yeah, take it. There you go.
Thank you.
Anytime. We're entertainers. But anyway, so yeah, your character challenge of the day is now
Okay.
this might be a little close to a rehashing of Flu, but I was inspired by the fact that there's currently a runoff election going on in Georgia. And like with all the politics that are going on, I really, really, really want you to have a Georgia senator character.
Georgia?
Like, yes.
Oh man.
The leading senator of Georgia. That needs to be your character. So
I'll have to work on it. I can't do a Georgia accent. But
oh
I'll try.
yes, you can.
I'll work on it.
You can do it. I guarantee you.
I can do a foghorn leghorn that just goes all over the place, but not. I don't know if I can do Georgia.
I literally just laughed so hard I lost my headphones.
Let's see.
So that was great. So yeah, Georgia senator, to go along with your Senator Mayor Garcia, Georgia peaches. Yeah, there you go. Peaches. That's all I know about.
So
Georgia.
just Georgia senator.
Yeah, Georgia senator.
Anything specific you want, or just
Nope.
just like that?
Just
okay.
To whatever your heart's content. Georgia senator.
All right, I'll figure something nice in Kentucky Fried.
Yes.
Even though it's Georgia.
Yeah, sounds great. You know, just a little southern, a little
discomfort.
more south. Yes. Right?
Southern discomfort.
Southern discomfort. A little more south than Kentucky Fried Chicken.
All right, cool.
From the folks that brought you, the nerd and what was another one that you had? I forget all of them. Oh, Dylan.
Stanley,
and
Dylan.
Stanley and Dylan brings you Southern discomfort. The Georgia senator.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah. So that'll be super fun. We'll try to get that by next week, yeah?
Yeah. We can do that.
So if you're watching on YouTube right now, or if you're watching here in person, come back, tune in next week, Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And watch our stream for Pablo's character challenge. That'll be awesome.
Yes, I want you to make a. Oh, by the way, are you ready for your song challenge?
Yeah, as long as I can have my pen back.
Oh, my bad. Here.
No, that's
God
okay.
Damn it. I lose it again. Here you go.
Yeah,
Sorry.
thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yeah. So yeah, I'm totally ready for my song challenge. What is it?
All right. So what you're gonna be doing is, and keep in mind, I didn't think about what I was gonna give you until right after you gave me my character challenge.
Nice.
So I feel like I'm
well thought through. Okay.
But I want you to write a love ballad to a tuna sandwich.
To tuna. Okay, cool.
No.
Tuna.
A tuna sandwich.
Sandwich. Got it. So a love ballad to a tuna sandwich. Well, I've got that written down, and if you like your ears, don't tune in at 9 p.m. next Tuesday for the tuna love ballad.
How do we want to do this?
I don't know. I was gonna tune my
to
guitar, but I don't know if I could tune a fish.
Fuck you.
No, but go ahead.
But no, I'm sorry. Excuse my French, but I was. Mad. No, but I really was wondering how do we want to do this? Am I supposed to be the character the entire stream?
No, God, no.
Thank God.
No, dear Lord, no. There will be a
I was getting tired just imagining it.
No, there will be a very short segment in which you will be the character. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No worries. Don't do it. It's fine. Yeah, no. Just short. No,
Short and sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet. Georgia senator. Maybe do like a short like debate opening speech or something like that. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
I'll figure something out.
Have fun with it, but short. Yeah. It does not have to be the entire stream. Jesus, people would leave so quickly.
I'd hang up.
Even Matt would leave. Like, I don't know that I would stick around. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be super great. So
wait, what does Matt refuse to quote?
The tuna fish thing. Yeah.
Oh. Yes, that was the right thing to say.
I appreciate it. So Ben, if you're still with us, we have been kind of, I guess, a little bit talking about fears this episode. Whether they are like deep-rooted, genuine fears, like I know I have a fear of falling, a fear of heights, that kind of thing, and a fear of drowning. And Pablo was talking about his fear of heights a little bit as well, and a fear of snakes. But then we were also kind of talking about irrational fear. Yeah, there you go, Matt. Your fear is my new song. Thanks. I appreciate it. But yeah, we were also talking about irrational fears and stuff like that. So either way, Ben, do you have a
Not
fear
only that,
you want to share?
We also
with us?
talk about fear itself.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm kind of curious if Ben has any like fears that are weighing on him right now, or
what do you want to get off your chest?
Yeah, what do you want to get off your chest, man? Come on, we're here for you. Pretend we're your therapist, but actually don't, because it's probably a bad idea. You don't want advice from me. But yeah, I you know that whole quote, the only thing to fear is fear itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever said that was a liar. Because that's not the only thing to fear. Like, there are lots of genuine, good, justified fears that are not included with the whole fear itself thing.
No, you're right.
But anyway. I'm scared of how I'm gonna die. Okay, so what do you,
Like you know how you're gonna die, or you're scared of not knowing how you're gonna die.
Like, yeah, is it the not knowing thing? I feel like that's a huge fear. That's a huge realistic fear.
Oh, dude, yeah. Once I, when I'm not thinking about that, it's a happy time. But on that rare occasion where it somehow sneaks into your mind, you go down a rabbit hole. That's a dark place to go.
Right. I I guess the big question that goes with that one is, would you rather know when you're gonna die or how you're gonna die?
Neither.
Yeah,
Neither.
I'm kind of exactly the same, but I'd almost
It'll
prefer,
just take over my entire life.
I would 100% prefer to know when I'm gonna die, because
There's a story. There's a story I'm writing right now in which, um, I'm. It kind of like deals with what if you had not like some knowledge of when you're gonna die, but not exactly like when, but you'll know what your last words are. Like that's all you know.
yeah,
So
that's interesting.
I figure that's a kind of like a cool concept to go off of, and it does eventually, in a way, because knowing when you're gonna die or knowing how you're gonna die is gonna mess you up in some way, shape, or form because you're gonna try to really limit yourself while doing things and really try to avoid your death as much as you can. Whereas if you figure out what your last words are, you start taking other precautions, and still it's interesting to see how all those different things kind of assemble their way to messing you up.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So Ben, fear of the unknown is the most common fear.
Oh, right. No,
Um,
exactly.
to be honest, a lot of fears coincide with fear of the unknown. Like, I'm sure, at least for me, Pablo. I don't know if this is true for you, but that whole fear of snakes thing. It's not that you're necessarily afraid of the snake itself, but you're afraid of what it might or might not do.
Yeah.
You're not actually, like, you can physically look at a snake and be like, yeah, that's a snake, I'm not afraid, but it's
Yeah.
the what it could do
Also,
that's terrifying.
I'm not afraid of this, but more of anything, it just creeps me out and just adds to the whole thing. But how they move, like it bothers me how like the fact that they can move.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that yes. You are correct. But yeah, so here's the thing. A lot of people with that question, would you prefer to know when or how you're going to die? A lot of people with that question, they say neither. Or some people say how, and I think that's wrong.
Right.
I think how you're going to die is like the worst thing to know. Yeah, like a snake in a cage is fine. Exactly, Ben. But like, it's that fear of the unknown. It's the fear of not knowing what's on the snake's mind. That's why,
Yeah.
actually, for a long time I had an irrational fear of dogs, because when I was a child, one bit me in the back of the leg for no reason. Like I was
That's
just,
how a lot of dog fears start.
yeah, and I was just walking, and it was a small dog too, and it came up behind me and started barking, and then bit me on the back of the leg, and I did not like it. It was not fun. But
No, I get that.
then for a very long time, I was afraid of dogs because I didn't know what their nature was. Like, I didn't know what they were thinking. I couldn't read them. And
Yeah.
then I learned how to kind of look for warning signs and stuff like that, and look at the nature of the dog. And I'm much more comfortable with dogs now. But like
Yeah.
like people with pet tarantulas confuse me, because I don't know what the tarantula warning signs are.
You
Like,
see, I'm fine with spiders. I'm fine with. I hate snakes though. It's
yeah, well, like, there's just certain animals that I just can't read, and I don't like that. And it's
and that's why people. Yeah, that's why people are either afraid or even like emotionally unattached to, you know, insects. People will just kill off insects or whatever, mainly because they have different faces than what any normal,
Yep.
or not normal but common uh, animal would have. Like a tiger, at least you can see. Oh, okay, it's got a face, and it's got some sort of features that I can kind of
Yeah, it has
relate
two
to.
eyes. I have two eyes. It has two ears. I have two ears.
When you look at an insect or a bug or what have you, it's like looking at an alien form. It's
Yeah.
something that's just completely different that you just don't. What's this? See, I'm fine with both spiders and snakes. They don't bother me. Well, that's must be nice being you.
Yeah. No, that's good though. I mean, but for me, like, especially with spiders, like snakes, I can actually. I was around snakes a lot as a kid, and I learned how to handle snakes. And I kind of know. Again, I know their nature. I know the warning signs, and I know I can kind of identify what their mood is. But with some animals, I just can't. And those are the ones that I'm afraid of. Like, I'm not particularly afraid of spiders. I don't think that tarantulas will just up and kill me in my sleep, but I am uncomfortable with them, and I don't like them. So yeah, there is that. But I wanted to continue talking about that when or how of dying, and the idea of the fear of dying. And to me, a lot of the fear of dying, of course, is that unknown. And so the solution to that is knowing when and how you're going to die, right? But
Right.
a lot of people in movies and people I know will say that they want to know how they die, and then they try to avoid that thing at all costs.
That doesn't help.
It never helps. And my thing is, I would love to know when, because I wouldn't try to avoid it. Because death itself doesn't scare me. It's
right.
just,
It's just a natural thing that has to happen.
yeah, I know that eventually, whether it's by natural causes or by freak accident or whatever, I get murdered in my sleep by tarantulas. Whatever happens.
A gang of tarantulas just breaks into your home.
Snapping with all 8 limbs.
Boy, silly boy.
But anyway, that's dumb. But
I want to see that go down now.
but yeah, like no matter how it happens, if I know when I'm going to die, if I were to find out today that I have a month left to live, number one, I know that I only have a month left to live.
Yeah.
And so I would be completely comfortable saying, well, I'm going to die in a month, so I'm going to live my life while I still can.
Right.
And it gives me that time to really have no regrets whatsoever. And it's like
no ragrats.
No ragrats. Not even one letter. But for me, it's like I do things in my everyday life now like a civilized human being, and in order to prepare myself for the future. Like,
yeah.
If I wanted, well, sometimes I do want. Like, sometimes I just want to go eat a ton of ice cream. Specifically,
brother, who doesn't?
Well, like frozen custard from Culver's. Sometimes I just want to go get a pint of ice cream, but I also know that I can live without it, and that's a waste of money. And I'm trying to save up my money right now.
You haven't had a banana split in years,
right? Well, I'm trying to save up my money for the future. If I knew that I only had a month to live, I would be eating ice cream. Damn it! Like,
fuck the future. Let's go to Culver's.
Yeah, like there's so much that I do on a daily basis that I knew if I was gonna die soon, I wouldn't have to prepare as much for my future. I wouldn't care as much. And no, I'm not talking about crime. I wouldn't go around murdering people. I wouldn't do that. But there's so much, like, I want to travel. And I have some money saved up, but I'm not going to spend it on traveling right now. Well,
right.
Nobody can spend it on traveling right now. But, like, if I could, if it weren't the year 2020, and I still had this kind of money saved up, and I knew that I was going to die in a month, I would travel. I would try to see as much of the world as possible.
Right.
And blow all of my money trying to do that. Because I knew I could,
Yeah.
So that whole knowing when you're going to die for me thing is actually a positive. Like, I would totally love to know when I was going to die.
Touching on that thing you just said right now about crime,
mm-hmm.
Because you already know what's going to happen. You already know you're going to die. So why not go crazy and, do some crime out there?
Yeah.
So I'd like to also say that fear also pushes you to do stuff like that, mainly because I had this on my notes so we can talk about it earlier. And like I said, roller coasters.
Yeah.
I'll start off with that.
Yeah.
So the thing is that although we do have fear for one reason or another, be it for survival or some rational thing or even an irrational thing, fear is always there. The thing is that there's some type of craving that we have in which we try to experience that fear from a comfort zone. You want to experience that fear no matter what.
They're called
Just knowing
adrenaline junkies. Yeah.
exactly, adrenaline junkies. Thank you. You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
So that's where things go into, like, going on roller coasters. I love roller coasters, dude. I like you said, I do get jittery, the whole anticipation, and it's part of the experience. It just pumps up the adrenaline. And when you're on the roller coaster, that's when all the thrills come in, and
Yeah.
you get to experience this controlled chaos. I mean, granted, it's as controlled as can be. It's not a perfectly made thing. There are actual roller coaster accidents, but that's why you go there, because there's danger to it.
Yeah.
uh you look for some sort of thrill, something that really jumpstarts that whole system.
Yeah.
You watch movies. Me, I love horror movies. There's a jump scare, of course I'm going to jump, I'm going to scream, but I'm going to love every second of that. Just like, actually, not too long before we started the video, I was watching this video on, like, just writing down my pointers. I'm like, okay, so fear, like some scientific video, or like some guy like discussing his scientific points on fear, and I was like, all right, cool, I get that. And at some point, like the his sound mixing wasn't the best, so I had to turn it up, and then all of a sudden I was like halfway through, wait, this is about fear, and his volume just went down. I need to turn it back down because I knew a jump scare was going to happen. As I was doing so, a jump scare happened.
Yeah.
I audibly went, fuck, you suck. And and not only was that scary, like my heart was pounding and everything, but I loved it. Like I laughed immediately, knowing, oh man, that was a thrill, that was a rush that I didn't ask for, but I'm always looking for.
Right? Exactly.
So you have that. You have your movies, roller coasters, bungee jumping, jumping off cliffs, skydiving, like Matt said. And the thing is that eventually it's much like a drug, dude. It's like it gives you like a rush, like cocaine would, and you start looking for more. And that's why people eventually start becoming kleptomaniacs. They shoplift. They do very risky things to get in trouble. They light fires. It's all these crazy things that kind of like go into your behavior. That want, that need for fear, or that adrenaline rush can really push you to do some crazy things.
Yeah. I totally thought when you started this conversation that you were taking it a different direction. So I want to bring up the direction I thought you were going in, because that's so true. Like, people feed on fear. They do.
Yeah.
And it's that adrenaline. It's the adrenaline that comes with the fear. I thought you were going to go the opposite. And I thought you were going to go that fear, especially when you started talking about crime and stuff, I thought you were going to say that fear is necessary for a civilized state, a civilized country and stuff like that. Because, obviously, people have morals. But
yes,
to enforce those morals and to enforce a very certain standard of morals, there have to be laws. And there has to be punishment for breaking those laws. Now, if I wanted to drive 100 miles an hour down the highway, I probably could. I mean, it'd be fun. It'd probably be great. But why do I not do that? It's not necessarily that I fear that I'm going to crash, because I probably could be fine. Matt, thanks so much for coming in. We appreciate it. We always appreciate you chatting with us. But yeah, have a great rest of your night. And I'll see you next week. Pay attention to our Facebook page. We'll have our announcements there for sure. But yeah, we need those laws and the punishment to those laws to be something extreme enough that we're afraid to break the law because of the punishment that happens because of it. And so, I don't want to speed because I don't want to have to pay a $400 speeding ticket.
Exactly.
I'm not afraid of my inability to handle the vehicle, I'm afraid of getting pulled over and having to deal with that issue. I don't say that I don't think I would be a murderer if it was legal, because
No.
again, we all have our morals, but like there are certain things that are like morally ambiguous that there are laws in place for. Like jaywalking is technically a law. Like
Yeah.
technically, like well, actually in Canada it's like super
They take it very seriously.
super
jaywalking.
serious, which is super interesting to me that they take that law of all
I didn't
laws
see a single
seriously.
person jaywalk while I was there.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And it's like, so in my mind, I'm walking around wherever and I jaywalk because I'm not afraid of, number one, I'm not afraid of getting arrested for jaywalking. I'm not afraid of getting arrested for jaywalking. And also, if I can watch...
Such a badass.
And if I can watch the vehicles, I'm not afraid of getting hit or anything. Like, I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
Like, I know nothing's coming my way.
And morally speaking, I don't think jaywalking is inherently wrong. It doesn't hurt anybody, The only danger I'm putting anyone in is myself if a vehicle is coming. And that's only if a vehicle is coming. And so morally, that law doesn't seem like an obligation to me.
Right.
So, but they have to put laws like that in place.
In the grand scheme of things, there are so many grander laws.
Yeah, exactly. And so to me, like, so I'm going to bring up a biblical example too, because I like the Bible every once in a while. But like, they say that in the Bible it says that murder is a sin. It also says that lying is a sin. Okay.
Right.
And they're treated.
If you kill someone and lie about it,
that's two
you're
sins.
fucked.
No, but like seriously, they're equal. And so, do I necessarily think that murdering is just as bad as lying, or vice versa, lying is just as bad as committing murder? I don't think so. Obviously, every person lies. It's a thing that just happens. And so, there's no laws about lying.
Dude, I got somebody following me. I just realized that.
Oh, that's terrifying. Now I'm scared for you, Pablo. What would be even more terrifying is if you moved one more time and they were closer. Like, I'd be like, ooh, no thank you.
There's a face right here.
Right? No, but like, just interesting things like that, There's no huge punishment for lying.
Right.
But there's a huge punishment for murder, and technically, biblically speaking, they're on the same playing field. So.
And I mean, I have no, like, this is a shit show. Sorry, guys. I don't really have like any strong sources or anything, but this is just stuff that I somehow retained from my, my college classes. But fear, like, kind of like to go off of what you're saying with the laws. Fear does have, the power of, to make someone just easily manipulated. Fear is such a big tool for manipulation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And so, speaking of that, I want to dive into this whole concept of using fear as a tactic.
Dude, propaganda, that's filled with that.
Because I love it. So, the Hunger Games is
You love propaganda?
Yes, I love propaganda.
We're going to talk about Hitler now?
Anyway, no.
Too bad Matt wasn't here for
Wait,
this.
what was that? Was that quote 6? I think that was quote 6.
Probably.
No, it's not.
No.
Oh, well.
It was very early on.
Yeah,
it was the first episode.
It was early, so, oh, well. We can't find it, but that's fine. Anyway, no, I love the use of fear as a tactic. I think that's super interesting. Yeah. And the Hunger Games was the first thing I saw with this particular quote in it, but it's an inherent fact, and it's used all over the place, that the only thing stronger than fear is hope.
Okay, yeah.
And so the Hunger Games played a lot with that concept, with the idea that, in this very oppressive society where the, District 1, the capital,
Mm-hmm.
is oppressing the rest of the groups, and little by little it just gets worse and worse and worse, and so it's pretty interesting that they recognize the fact that they did this oppression through fear,
Yeah,
and the only thing stronger than fear in that case was hope.
is hope.
And like her being Katniss being a martyr and all of that kind of stuff, it breeds this revolution mentality.
Yeah,
Because again, that fear is really strong. You can really, really oppress people and manipulate and control people through fear. But the only thing that ever beats it, but it beats it 100% of the time, is that hope. And that's so fascinating to me that not only is it this fictionalized concept in the Hunger Games and other things like Divergent and even the Maze Runner and like all kinds of weird, all kinds of.
Once upon a time, they drive that home. That hope is like the most powerful thing they got.
Yeah, for sure. Your voice is lagging a bit. That was kind of weird.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was. They use it all the time in fiction, but they use it in fiction because it's true, and that's super interesting to me. That fear is so prevalent in the ability to hold power.
yeah.
I feel like knowing that and knowing how easily fictionalized that is. Hey, thanks for the follow, Dan.
Hey,
Thanks, we appreciate it. Thanks for popping in and
Dan Gotinez. I love that so much.
That's awesome. Thanks for dropping a follow. We appreciate it. That's one step closer to our follower goal. Woot woot! We're gonna make it by Christmas. This is gonna be awesome. But yeah, that's we're that whole idea of this fictionalized fear, and the only thing stronger than fear being hope. I feel like like if I were ever elected president, that would be my mantra as a world leader.
100%.
Because that's so easy to see.
And we need that mantra, like especially this year we've had.
Yeah.
Dude, the only thing that's been getting us through is hope.
And that's the thing, is everyone inherently uses fear. Like everyone just uses it because it is super powerful. And nobody, I don't know why more people don't say hope is the answer. Hope. Because hope is always stronger than fear. And I think that's super interesting.
Honey is stronger than vinegar.
Yes, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, for sure. And Dan, since you just joined us, we are just talking about fear this episode. This episode is called Run for Your Lives. So, if you'd care to, drop in chat what you're most afraid of. We'll gladly discuss
This is a safe place.
This is a safe place, yes, absolutely.
We're being followed, but it's a safe place.
It's fine. But yeah, since I'm actually an Athenian, man, hey, that's awesome. Oh, nice. What's up, Butters? How you doing? Dan is your alter ego. I love that so much. That's awesome. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad. We're really trying to boost that follower goal because once we hit 50 followers, we can do some really awesome things for our community and the people that watch us and stuff. So we're just trying to get there so that we can kind of start to give back and stuff, because we appreciate everybody who comes in and chats with us, and it's been pretty awesome. So, but yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we really just miss people.
Yeah, that, and we miss people. But yeah, thanks for popping in chat. You're terrified of heights. Yeah, both Pablo and I are also very terrified.
Brother, we on the same train here.
For sure. Yeah, I was talking about the whole beginning of this episode. Ooh, that one's a good one. That one's super
Failure.
good. Yeah, failure hits home. But for me, heights was a big one. Like that stopped me for a long time from like doing roller coasters and all kinds of stuff like that. And I've started gradually to get over my fear of heights, which
Yeah,
I can say I'm
same.
pretty happy about. But failure is a fear that I will always have.
I was meaning to ask this earlier, but what's been your favorite roller coaster you've been on?
Mm, that's a great question.
I was curious about it.
So I don't remember the names of all of these roller coasters, though.
Oh,
That's
you
the
can just
tragedy.
describe it. It's all good.
Yeah, it was at so I had the opportunity to go. Well, oh no, straight up. I just realized my favorite roller coaster, but I haven't been there since I was 12 years old, so it's been a hot minute.
Okay.
I was 12 and I went to Disney World in Florida, and I pointed down and to my
It's south.
right because it's
Yeah,
south.
I get it.
But anyway, so I went to Florida and I went to Disney World and Space Mountain by far.
Yeah.
Such a cool experience. I mean, the whole thing was a great experience. And I was kind of in a way forced to go on that roller coaster, but because again, when I was younger, I had a terrible fear of heights, and I didn't do any roller coasters. I mean, to be honest, you know the Peter Pan ride at Disney. I think they have one at Disneyland too.
Yeah.
But the Peter Pan ride was about as high up as I wanted to go. Like I was not okay.
You mean with forced perspective height?
Yes, exactly. I'm not even kidding. Like I was scared. I was not okay with it.
That's great.
So my uncle and my my father and everybody had to kind of force me to get on that roller coaster. They're like, you will regret it if you don't go on this roller coaster. You need to do
that's something I appreciate.
Raging Bull, is that at that's at Six Flags, right? I think that's at Six Flags, and if that's the one I think it is, then it's like bright red and yellow, maybe, unless I'm talking about something completely different. But they had to force me to go on Space Mountain, and I would totally have regretted it. Yeah. So since then, I have been on a lot of roller coasters, and I'm very happy that I have. You almost have to. Yeah, it is. Okay, awesome. I'm so glad. Yeah, I've been on Raging Bull, and that's actually the one that I was going to say until I realized that Space Mountain was my favorite, because that it was.
To be honest, yeah, mine was from somewhere else until you mentioned Disneyland, and I was like, oh, damn, that opens up a whole category.
I know, I almost forgot about it, to be honest. But yeah, it is. It's just the best. But yeah, for me, I've been on a lot of roller coasters since, and I'm so glad that I have just started to get over that fear. And there are still some that are advertised like the highest roller coaster in the United States, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go on that anytime soon. Like, I'm okay.
I'm good.
I don't need it. But yeah, like I'll still go on roller coasters. It's just, we were talking about this earlier in the stream. It's the anticipation. It's standing in the line, watching people go up that high and listening to them scream, and then moving closer in line and seeing the mechanics of the roller. Like, it freaks me out. Like,
yeah,
all of the anticipation gets to me for sure. And then the worst part of the roller coaster, in my opinion, is halfway up the first incline. Halfway up, because the first part, it's like I'm close enough to the ground where everything's fine. And then, and I'm like, we're good, all is well. And then halfway...
And you realize how far away you are.
Yeah, halfway up the incline, I'm like, oh crap, all I can see is sky. And then I'm not okay with this anymore. And then, like, that's when I start to hyperventilate, and that's where I start to, like my knuckles turn white from gripping onto things. And then, as soon as we get to the peak, everything goes away, and it's just fun. It's just adrenaline.
Right.
And so, like, that's why I go on roller coasters now, is because that anticipation, I can get through it for the fun. Because I know as soon as we crest that first peak, I'll be fine. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So roller coasters for me are crazy. But yeah, I am so glad that I have kind of gotten over that fear. It's been awesome. Were you saying something before I went on this whole roller coaster tangent again?
No,
Oh, okay.
I kind of snuck in at the end of a tangent,
Nice.
but no, actually, well, mine was uh, before I remembered Disneyland because
Hmm.
I was like 10 when I was at Disneyland. Um and I've been wanting to go since. But I was gonna say like there was this place called Mount Olympus. No, it's still up. I think it's still there. But there was this roller coaster when I went there that was called Hades, and it was this pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah,
It was this pretty
yeah.
cool roller coaster, and eventually near the end, I think it goes all the way underground across the parking lot. I thought that was so cool. So I I went on that one a couple times, and but but I think my favorite one mainly because it was like a slow burn for me,
Mhm.
and I'll tell you why because it was also at Disneyland, but it was one of those things where let me give you some context. It was before I really got into the horror genre. Like I was 10, so just a year or two after that, I started like getting interested in it.
Yeah,
But there I went on the Matterhorn, which is the
yeah,
abominable snowman one,
yeah.
and the whole thing was there was a lot of anticipation, like you do with going up, but it was completely dark, and like you could hear like some roars like echoing, and you could see like some red eyes like glowing and you could definitely see some movement. So it was very immersive, I'll say that, for little 10-year-old me. I was terrified, and the anticipation sure didn't help, but there was this whole thing of like this feeling of dread and the entire time going through it. I felt like it was because after the incline started speeding up and everything, but uh I felt like I was being chased, I was being followed, and everywhere we went you could see him doing different things, swinging or whatever, and I was terrified, dude. And at some point they had like the giant animatronic just like kind of hovering over you and just and screaming, and like I said, I was terrified and it stayed on my mind for a while. But what I realized is that, in a slow burn kind of way, I think that kind of ignited my interest in horror, in like the whole thrill and suspense and just the whole scary aspect.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think I call that one my favorite mainly because it somehow turned me over to liking, the whole horror genre, appreciating the fact that I'm scared.
Right? That's so
Yeah,
fun.
I don't know. Like that's what I would say my number one would be.
I love that so much. So I came up with I was thinking about it while you were talking too, and because you were talking about like the eyes and I remember Disney does everything super
Hats
well.
off to the Imagineers are like the hardest working people.
Right? And so I was thinking about um the theme of Space Mountain and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's another reason that I liked it so much, is because the incline of Space Mountain is the line.
Oh, okay.
And so like as you're in line, you're walking up. And then there might be a little bit. Again, I was 12, so it's a little hard to remember. But
Right.
there might be a little bit of an incline in the actual roller coaster itself, but it's all indoors and it's pitch black. So
Yes.
there was no anxiety because I couldn't tell how high up I was.
You didn't know what to be anxious about.
Yeah, and so for me there was no anxiety. It was just the adrenaline of the drop, which was fine with me. Again, like I like the drop. That's fine. I was just I'm always afraid of the incline, and so Space Mountain again for me, best roller coaster because I didn't have to even go through any of that. Like it was all of the fun of the roller coaster with none of the anxiety.
Haunted houses. People pay to go to haunted houses for that
Yes,
thing.
for fear. Yes, that's actually a huge episode in Big Mouth. I don't know if you
Yes.
got to it. Okay, yeah,
I watched all of them. I'm about to rewatch them because there's always stuff you miss.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, haunted houses, like any sort of thrill seeking, skydiving, bungee jumping, everything like that, swimming with sharks, like that kind of stuff. It's all about the fear.
It reminds you that you're alive.
Yeah. I definitely don't think I would ever swim with sharks, but again,
Oh no, never.
that's because of my deep-rooted fear of drowning. So I actually have literal anxiety attacks when I had the opportunity to try and snorkel, and snorkeling
Can't just make up words here, Jacob.
not snorkeling not difficult. And oh wait a minute, Cedar Point in Ohio has the Millennium, and the incline is insane. Yeah, no thanks. I'm good. Uh, actually,
Pass.
you know, see, I say that, but at some point in my life, I want to do stuff like that. Like, at some point, I want to just get over it, and I want to do it, you know?
I just know that sometime when I'm older, like when I'm very old or old
when
enough,
I'm
gonna say,
93,
I mean, like, fuck it, I've made it this far.
yeah, right? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, just immediately, just, okay.
You go out the gate and oh my god,
Go
straight up.
No big deal. Yeah, so there was a roller coaster that I saw that went straight up, and it was also, so it didn't go straight up, but it was very close to straight up, and it was a wood roller coaster, and
Oh my God.
that's the one I said no to.
I'm not okay with that.
That is the only roller coaster as an adult I said absolutely not to. So yeah, that's a no for me. But
You're justified.
yeah, but so I had the opportunity to go snorkeling, and this was on one of my trips to Hawaii. It was really awesome. But I had this opportunity to go snorkeling and everything. We were all gonna go. It was a big group of us, and I put on the mask, and I put in the snorkel tube and everything, and I'm like, already I'm kind of iffy
Got the
with
flippers.
Yeah, no, I had the flippers. It was everything. And already I'm kind of iffy on swimming. Like, I was never a good swimmer. I can swim. I'm competent, but I'm not good at it. And so I'm already like,
I can make it to shore.
This could be bad, but I'm gonna try it anyway because I'm in Hawaii, and I thought that was
Right.
that was the first time I went to Hawaii, and so
If not here, where?
yeah, and so I thought to myself, I'm probably never gonna have this opportunity again, so I've got to do it. And so I put on the mask, and the snorkeling instructor was like, okay, we're all gonna practice just putting our face in the water and breathing. And so you get the hang of, how to do all of that. And so you're not too low or too high or anything. And so I put my face in. And when I put my face in the water and started to inhale, I actually had a panic attack. Because I don't believe that I can breathe underwater.
I had to appreciate that I have air right now.
Yeah. I literally put my face in the water and started having a panic attack because my mind was going, you should not be able to breathe right now. And my body couldn't stop myself and say, just breathe, it's fine. And so I lifted my head out of the water and I was like, I can't do this. And I immediately went back onto the beach and I'm like, nope. So I didn't go snorkeling, but it's too bad. I had a panic attack though.
You'll get him next time, man.
Not fun at all. But
I'll go with you. I'll hold your hand.
Okay, sure. I'll just die in your arms. Okay.
No, just in my hand.
Oh,
just
in my hand. Okay, sounds good.
Because dead body. Ew.
Ew, that's okay. I'll just I'll if I start to go belly up, it's over. But anyway, guys. With that, I think we're gonna end the stream for tonight. It's getting kind of late.
Dan, it was nice seeing you. Or I guess
Mike.
Seeing your comments.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks so much for coming in and hanging out with us. But we are going to head out now. We super appreciate the follow. Like I said before, every follow helps, and I really appreciate you stopping in and chatting with us. It has been great. And I will see if I can raid somebody here. Let me. Oh wow! It looks like Johnny and Heidi are Johnny and Heidi are these two artists from Nashville, and
cool.
And they are streaming still. They were streaming a little before we started, and I was chatting with them before. But now they're still streaming, so we're gonna raid them. And so if you care to stick around and hear some awesome music, feel free. But if not, we really do appreciate you guys hanging in. And thanks so much. And we will catch you next time.
See you guys.
Take it easy, man. Have a good one.